Hey guys, LQ here with the LQ review, and I'm back with another movie review. I'm here with my movie review for Justice League versus the Fatal Five. Justice League versus the Fatal Five. Now, where this fits in to the DC animation universe, I'm not sure that I'm quite clear on that. I've heard rumors that it fits into the Timverse, where it's with the Batman animated series, it's with the Superman animated series, Justice League Unlimited. It's in that world. Um, I was led to, I wasn't led to believe. I assumed when it came out that it was in the DC animated universe, the one with Justice League War, Justice League Flashpoint, Batman versus Robin, Teen Titans versus Justice League. That was Reign of the Supermen, which was great. The Death of Superman. I was kind of thinking that it was going to be in that world. So I think it's in the Timverse. I think, but again, they're not super clear on it. So it involves the Justice League taking on a group of bad guys, and it brings the Legion of Superheroes into this universe, whatever universe it is. I think it's the Timverse. But the story kind of centers around Jessica Cruz. Now, I love the Jessica Cruz character. I do. I'm one of the, I talk to a lot of people who read comic books, and there's not a lot of love for, at least in the circles that I talk to. The Green Lantern character is a little watered down. You've got Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, Simon Baz, Alan Scott, Jessica Cruz. You've got Kilowog, Tomar Ray. You've got this array of Green Lantern characters, this whole world of Green Lanterns, and how many of them are Earth-based? We're talking about Hal Jordan, Alan Scott, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, John Stewart, Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz. That's 7 Green Lanterns of Earth, just off the top of my head. There could be more, but that's 7 just off the top of my head. So the Green Lantern is rather watered down. There's a lot of them. Now, there's a lot of representation in Green Lanterns. Hal Jordan is your white guy. You got John Stewart is your African American. You've got Simon Baz as your, Islamic American. You've got Jessica Cruz as your Latino American and your woman. You've even got Guy Gardner, the redhead. So you've got like a lot of representation in Green Lantern, which I applaud that. But at some point, the Green Lantern character is watered down. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like there's too much. But the Jessica Cruz character, I actually really like. She came in at the end of Forever Evil. Power Ring, one of the members of the crime syndicate, he was killed by Sinestro, and then the ring took off. Volthoom was, the entity in the ring, and it took off, and it found Jessica Cruz, and it found her because of her fear. She has a lot of fear in her life, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but it finds her, and ultimately she has to overcome Volthoom, I think that's his name, to become worthy of being Green Lantern. So fear is something that she always battled in her comic book origin and storyline. And the Jessica Cruz in this movie, Justice League versus the Fatal Five, again, fear is a running theme with her. Being a fearful person, but overcoming that fear to be a worthy Green Lantern. So I really appreciated that they put that into the movie. The villains in this movie were, as far as I was concerned, the Fatal Five were generic throwaway villains. I like the Emerald Eye. She was in this. The Emerald Eye has recently had a bit of a resurgence. She played a big role in Suicide Squad versus Justice League, and she has since popped up in several other areas. Supergirl, and several other areas she's popped up. Emerald Eye, it was cool seeing her on the screen. But as for the other characters, they were all kind of throwaway. The Fatal Five themselves were kind of throwaway. It was really a cause to get the Legion involved, to get Starboy involved, and to have the Jessica Cruz storyline play out on the backdrop of what ended up being fairly generic bad guys. The Justice League didn't have a lot to do. Obviously, you know, they show up. Superman has a presence. Wonder Woman has a presence. Batman has a presence. So the Trinity is there. They have their presence and they do their things. And there's some fun action pieces. There's some fun fight scenes that are just, it's eye candy. It's just fun to sit back and watch these fights play out, these big epic fights play out in animation. And you know, like I said, I have fun with it, and I like the adult bent on it. You know, they're not afraid to drop some swear words, to get a little more violent than you're able to get in the cartoons. All that was fun to watch, and it was very pleasing. But the whole problem was that the whole thing just felt very generic. It almost felt like they had a timetable. We gotta get another DC animated movie out. So what's it going to be? Let's rush this one into production. We'll get this one done. It'll be a little over an hour. I think it clocked in at like an hour and 15 minutes. Be a little over an hour. We'll get it done, and then we can move on to the projects that people really want to see, like Batman Hush. That's kind of what it felt like to me. I've read some reviews where people really like this movie, and I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it. A lot of flash, no substance. It had a nice scene at the end with Starboy. You know, the world was about to be destroyed. Specifically, the sun was about to be destroyed, which would destroy the world. And Starboy had a really nice moment there at the end. The Legion of Superheroes had some really nice moments at the end, which I appreciated. I think the Legion of Superheroes is a great superhero team that's very underrepresented in media. Even in comic books, they're underrepresented. So it was nice seeing them get their due. But this just, it felt shallow. Even as a part of the Timverse, where things could be a little scaled back, I think, as far as substance and making it a little more kid-friendly, which just wasn't, you know, I had no problem showing my 10-year-old boy this, but it clearly was geared towards older people as well. I just felt it was shallow. I wasn't a fan of it. You know, I watched this on the DC Universe app. There's nothing that's going to compel me to go buy the Blu-ray for this. It was a one-time watch. So yeah, this is, for the most part, this is a negative review. This is a sad face emoji. I wasn't a fan. And that's too bad, because I really like the DC animated movies. They've been on a bit of a run lately, but overall these movies have been a bit of an up and down experience. If you go back to the beginning with the very first Doomsday movie, they've been up and down. Good ones, bad ones, good ones, bad ones. And like I said, Death of Superman, Reign of the Supermen were great, and then we gotta follow up with this, which isn't so great. So that's too bad. But not a viewing experience that I necessarily enjoyed, and a negative review on my part. So that's my review of Justice League versus the Fatal Five. Maybe you think I'm missing something and I'm completely off. That's perfectly fine. Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, thank you for being here at the LQ Review, where we talk about all the geeky, all the nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Thanks.